How's it going, guys? This is Patrick James here. I'm here today with David Wygant. Hopefully, we can deliver a lot of value to you here in about 20 minutes of short, kind of informal interview. David, how are you doing today?
Patrick, doing great, man. What about you?
I'm doing awesomely. I'm actually in Las Vegas right now, chilling at my buddy's place on my way to California. But yeah, thanks for coming on today. Um, So just to start off, before I get to some questions, I really just want to do a Q&A and address some issues that a lot of my guys have been asking me lately. But before we get there, let's talk about a little bit about who you are and your background and a short synopsis of David Wygant.
Oh, shit, man. I've been doing this longer than anybody. I created this whole fucking industry.
Yeah.
You know, there was only a few people doing it when I was doing it. One of them was crazy and psychotic and teaching NLP, and nobody was doing coaching. And back in 2001, I was the original guy doing boot camps. I was the original guy flying in and coaching these people. Man, I remember when I first did it, I was like, what the fuck am I doing, man? Somebody's flying me in to teach them how to be confident this weekend. Holy shit.
Wow.
I mean, this all came out of my brain. So I always tell people all the time, I'm like I'm the daddy of this stuff, man. Everybody who's out there has done some sort of, hey, man, I know David Wygant. I know he did the coaching programs. I'm going to go do my own version of it. So
Yeah.
it's cool. Like, I like that. Like, I got stoned one night with a friend of mine, and he says to me, he goes, you realize, man, you started this whole thing. It's like, guys are now, like, accepting to be coached. It's like, you went through all, like, man, people would call me. I'd go, Patrick, to a cocktail party in 2001, and I'd tell people what I did, and people would be like, holy shit, it's like, you coach men how to connect with women? These guys must be losers. And I'm like, no, they're not fucking losers. They're like guys that are like smart motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
Because they know that they can't do it on their own, and they've learned the magic word of help. And and now it's like I go into a place and they go, oh my God, I want to meet one of the guys you coach. Right? It's like totally changed because it's become this thing to do instead of this thing that only social retards kind of do. So
Yeah.
it's been a really interesting ride.
Interesting. I heard a rumor once, and I want to know if it's true. Was the movie Hitch based on you? Is that true?
I met with the producers. I was doing the David Wygant show, and my show was based all about going and working with high-income men, teaching them how to connect with women, just about everything that's in the fucking movie. And I went and met with the producers of the movie because my manager set me up with them, and the guy looks at me and goes, well, we got this movie thing in development with Will Smith. We're not quite sure what it's going to be, but I'd love to hear more about what you do. And I spent 3 hours talking to them.
Really?
And then at the end, he says, maybe we'll revisit it again if the movie is made.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I was the only one doing that. I was the only one going out. I was the only one doing it. I was doing it in New York City and Los Angeles. So there's a lot of similarities. So yeah, there was nobody else doing it. So I don't know how they definitely did not come up with the idea out of thin air, especially since I did meet with them. So welcome to fucking Los Angeles and Hollywood, right?
So are you getting royalties from that or no?
No, you don't get royalties from shit.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? I didn't even get a thank you for the meeting. I did get a thank you for the meeting. My manager said they loved you. Yeah, of course. I told them fucking everything for 3 hours. Of course they loved me.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour meeting. You don't have 3-hour meetings unless they're racking your brain and trying to figure out what to do and how to put things together. But that's fine. I mean, imitation is the best form of flattery in the entire world. And I was very flattered, by the whole thing. Because it's a good feeling knowing that you've started something. And it's great. Like when I meet young guys like you, man, it's like, oh yeah, let me be fucking Jedi Master, man. Let me make sure you're fucking aligned the right way. And I love when people are doing something from their heart. It's great.
Yeah, so in this interview, like we said, I just want to address a few of the questions I've been getting lately. So first off, I'm curious because I noticed you're like, of course they love me. And that's like a self-esteem kind of thing. And I feel like that's one of those issues that guys really don't have. They're always second guessing themselves and questioning like, oh, does she like me? Does she not like me? Whereas like what you did right there is something that I like to teach guys is just assume all positive things. Can you talk a little bit about how you do that?
All right. I'm sending a text to somebody right now, okay?
Okay.
And I met somebody the other day. We fucking connected, right? She was smoking hot.
Right.
We got into this deep conversation, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, I mean, if I showed you pictures of her, you would drool. If I showed the guys pictures of any woman I've ever dated, you'd all look and go, whoa, how come you're not with her? Are you with her? First off, the reason why I'm not with these amazing looking women is because I just don't feel like they're worth my time. Meaning, I want somebody who's deep. I want somebody who's my equal, somebody who's done the work on themselves. I want somebody, I'm particular with what I want in vagina and a validation. Those are my 20s. I called it the vagina and validation days. So I don't give a fuck. I will text somebody. I will ask them out. I will fucking call them. I'm not looking to impress them. Either they like me or they not based on who I am, because I know every single day when I wake up, I'm authentic and I'm real, and that's what attraction's all about. Too many guys, man, they're like, hey, does she like me? It's like, why don't you just put a finger in your fucking ass and hold your balls, because that's what you sound like you're talking. Does she like me? It sounds like you went to a proctologist fucking exam. I mean, It's who gives a fuck if she likes you? Because when you go out on a date, it's all about, do I like her? Is she worthy of me? Is she somebody that I should be with? Is this person my equal?
Right.
Or is this person just some fucking hot woman that's stupid and I don't need to give my fucking time of day to?
Right. You're basically qualifying her to bring her into your life. You're saying, is she cool enough to bring into my inner circle? For sure.
Yep.
I love that.
It's my inner circle. It's all about my inner circle. It's all about my life.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's what they feel. So they feel that energy. When I go out on a date with them, they feel that energy. They're like, holy shit, I'm not kissing their ass. I'm not doing anything that the average guy does at the end of the day. I don't even kiss them, man. I just give them a fucking hug and I push them away and say, see ya. It's like, because they expect you to hump them like a golden retriever and heat and jizz all over their fucking legs, man. They do. So it's like, I'm always doing the opposite. You gotta be worthy of this kiss, babe. You gotta be worthy of staying at my house. You gotta be worthy of being in my presence.
Right.
It's when you don't give a fuck, that's when life happens.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, sometimes it's almost like that phrase, what you resist persists. So like they're always trying to, resist the fact that maybe you're just this awesome guy and like you're so in your head. And with her, it just seems like you're just seeking her validation the whole time. And I have this phrase, when we can tell that someone wants something from us, we generally just don't want to give it to them.
Yep.
So one of the questions I always get from people is, how do you become socially calibrated? Like if you're in a conversation or if you go up to a girl, like, on the street or something, how do you improve your calibration? How are you more socially intelligent? What are some ways that you do that?
You listen. I mean, you get rid of the calibration terminology. I know we're talking to Mr. robotic brain, right?
Yeah.
So they love the word, I'm going to calibrate my brain and I'm going to make it really good and blah, blah, blah. No, you listen. Women are feelers, not calibrators, right?
Right.
So if you ever use that word calibration to a woman, they think, what? You going to bring your tools along with you? What the fuck you calibrating, right? So how do I do that? I listen really carefully.
Okay.
I approach always based on a moment. There's always a moment going on. Like, what the fuck you doing on your phone for, man? It's a beautiful day. I mean, I'm controversial. Or, stop texting me. I'm already here. Or, it's a football season. I go, hey, I got to check my fantasy score. Do you mind if I borrow your phone for a second? Or, it's like, wait a second. Are you Amy, 27, no hookup, don't want to date douchebags? Yeah, I saw you on Tinder, man. I swiped right for you. Did you not swipe right for me? Are you a left swiper? I don't deal with left swipers. I mean, So those are little fun things that I'll do. I call them like my little hip pocket openers. But most of the time, it's just based on something that's going on in the present moment. I mean, that's all it is. It's just a present moment thing. It's like she could be, looking at food in the line at Whole Foods, and it could be on the conveyor belt, and I can look and just go, man, oh man, you are into health. I like that. How long have you been into health for? I mean, it's just easy to read what she has, make an assumption about her. And then I listen, because the words are everything. Her words are magic. What she says, I will spit back at her. Really? You've been into health for 6 years. What inspired you to do that? I use her words back because women are all about serendipitous moments. Oh my God, we talk alike. he was almost taking the words out of my mouth, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So that's how it's done. It's really
Yeah.
fucking simple. If you're a pickup line guy and you memorize a fucking pickup line, guess what? Well, hello, Mr. Low Self-Esteem. You're going to
Yeah.
be put in the friend zone.
Yeah, for sure. No, I actually got a question the other day. It was like multiple questions. This guy asked me, "What do you do when a girl says you're really weird?" I was like, "What?" And then another guy literally asked me, he's like, "What do you do when she's spewing mean things at you and blocks you on Facebook? What do you say to her in that moment?" I was like, "Dude, do you really think that the perfectly concocted formulation of words is going to solve all your issues with this girl? Like, it's not like the words you say, it's more just the energy you convey. Like, what kind of vibe are you giving off, and what's causing her to say these things to you in the first place?" So I was just like, I can't even give you a line because there's no line for life. You know what I mean? There's no line for self-esteem.
I tell guys all the time, man, if you've triggered that inside of her, because I've never had a woman ever say that to me in my life, you're so fucking done. It's not about a line, it's about your personality.
Yeah.
You got to work on your personality, man. You got to let it out. You got to be more authentic. You got to be more real and less robotic. And the fact of the matter is, she feels the energy of you trying to save this interaction.
Yeah.
I got to save it because she's the last girl on this fucking planet, man. She's the last vagina standing, and I gotta have her. Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah. You're not in any position of power if that's how you fucking think, because you're gonna go in that relationship walking on eggshells, and whenever she decides to make you fucking jump, you're gonna jump. You know, you're gonna be the bitch. You're gonna be her fucking bitch nonstop in that relationship. Unfucking healthy, man. Totally.
Yeah, for sure. So let's go away from the general like attracting women, because I heard you have a lot of good insights on being a charismatic guy, which is what I like to talk about, and the kind of person who can own a room. So what are some practical tips that you know or that you teach often for like just being the guy who's like the center of attention in a room?
Man, that's my favorite program. It's called Own the Room. You know,
really?
Okay. Yeah, it's my
Perfect.
program that I have. It's the best fucking program in the world, because I'd rather teach people how to be successful on all aspects of their life, because if you're successful and interesting, the women will follow. It's a byproduct of that.
Exactly.
So I tell people all the time, get on fucking the internet and stop looking at what's trending on Facebook or Instagram and actually know, you know, what is going on in the world. Yeah. We're living right now in the most incredible fucking time ever. You're never going to see a Donald Trump run for president again. You're never going to see it. And it all started with Lance Ito allowing cameras into the courtroom years ago for the OJ thing. All this shit is fucking intense. You can get into amazing conversations nowadays, have an opinion on something, because everybody does. Be interesting. Know what's going on in the world. When you walk into a room, imagine, okay, you're the leading man, not the extra you've been your entire life. Walk in and scan that room, and when you see a woman you're attracted to, fucking smile at her. When you see a guy that you know, walk over there immediately with fucking excellent posture. Shake his hand, give him a fucking hug, smile and laugh. You're on display, my friend. Yeah. That's what charisma's all about. You're creating a show. If you're going out on a Friday night, don't sit there with your hands in your pocket picking your fucking ball hairs, okay, because you're so angry because you're trying to meet a woman. Stand in the middle of the fucking bar and entertain the entire bar by talking to your friends, and watch women come over and just go, what are you guys talking about? Why are you guys having so much fun? Because everybody else is on their phones staring at Tinder, texting people when you're having fun. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That reminds me of another question I totally forgot about the other day. A guy messaged me and he's like, man, I'm getting all this advice on women and how I should add them to my friend zone, blah, blah, blah. But I don't even have like normal friends. Like I can't even make friends myself. And he's like, what tips do you have to make friends? I was like, first off, have you read any Dale Carnegie? He goes, yeah, it didn't work for me. I was like, okay, well, here's a list. Smile. Bring the topic of conversation back to them. And I like told him a few things, and he goes, dude, I always heard that you're not supposed to smile. I was like, who the fuck told you to not smile? And I was like, dude, when you go out, smile. If you want to laugh, laugh. He goes, oh, okay. So how often should I smile? I was like, whenever the fuck you feel like smiling. Like, come on, you're so in your head. So
well, guys are in their head all the time because this is what most guys do. And this is the attitude they have. I tried it a few times and it just didn't work. It's like, you fucking pussy, okay? Let's break it down this way. And I hate to fucking use that term. But you know what, Patrick? Fuck teaching this shit. Why don't you and I learn how to be massive fucking day traders where we can make $1 billion fucking dollars and we can buy an island and we can fucking just entertain great people all the time, have world leaders there and have stimulating conversations, right? I heard there's a course this weekend. I'll meet you down in Orange County. It's a 2-hour course that's going to teach us how to be massively successful day traders so we can be an instant billionaire with guaranteeing us that we'll never make a bad trade ever. Let's go down there and do that, right?
Yeah.
And we go to the course and we spend 2 hours and we try it once and we realize, well, what the fuck? This isn't as easy as I thought it was. I mean, there's a great book called Malcolm Gladwell called Outliers. You got to put the hours in to be successful in anything. So if you're that type of guy that emails Patrick or myself and asks a question and think it's going to be the miracle fucking answer and you're going to go out and try it one time, and of course it's not going to work because everybody wants to be Tom Brady, but you got to put the reps in. Life is about putting in the reps in. So if you're that guy that doesn't want to put the reps in and doesn't want to put the time in, I don't give a fuck about you. As a matter of fact, get the fuck out of my life. I don't really care because I have no compassion for you at all. I have zero fucking love for you at all because life doesn't work that way. But if you're that guy, man, that's willing to put in the time and the effort, holy shit, man, I'll fucking support you at the end of the world. I mean, you're going to become a fucking stud. You're going to become a guy that fucking knows how to connect with women. And you're going to leave those other fucking poor, pathetic, I tried it 2 times and it didn't work. Oh my God. It's like, go home and fucking jerk off some more to internet porn.
For sure. Yeah, so I guess a lot of what we've been talking about today revolves around just like becoming present to the current moment and listening and laughing and having fun. And that kind of just like magnetically draws people in. They're like, oh, who's this guy? Yeah. He's not the dude on his phone texting the whole time. He's not the guy trying to kiss my ass the whole time we're talking. Like, I think that's the magic stuff right there. Like for a lot of those guys who are struggling with charisma or dating in general. Before we get out of here though, like, are there that are very interesting about how to be the guy that owns the room that you have?
Yeah, you gotta work on it.
Yeah.
You can't just go and own a room. You gotta go talk to everybody.
Right.
It's the law of attraction is what owning the room is all about. If you and I walk into a room, we're gonna have a great fucking time. So the law of attraction says, I want to be around those 2 guys. Yeah. So the fact is, is that you got to believe in yourself, man. Everybody can. Everybody can. Write down, this is a good tip for all of you, even you quitters out there. I'm not giving up on you yet because I ain't fucking giving up on every quitter yet. Write down the amazing things about you that makes you uniquely you. And work on those things and make yourself the best at those things. Because everybody shines in a way. Everybody really is great at something. Everybody really is charismatic at something. And don't quit, man. Hopefully I kick you in the fucking ass enough. Don't quit. Quitters never get what they want. Quitters just go home and stare and live in fear nonstop. And I just don't believe anybody should live like that. You know, it's like, I get nasty sometimes and mean and I like to kick their ass, but somebody has to. You know that. It's like, you can't coddle. It's like, you got to take the fucking pacifier out of your mouth eventually, and you got to become a man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. No, it's awesome that you get mean because it sparks them to the present moment, and it like kind of just gives them that little kick in the ass that they need. And if it doesn't work, like, you know, who can help them? Like if you can't be real with them and they're not just like not motivate them to take more action, like you said. So that's awesome. On that note, let's bring this to a close. Are there any final words that you want to leave these guys with?
There's not one guy, I'll leave a very simple sentence.
Cool.
There's not one guy that has ever failed who really truly won it. Because everything in life is unbelievably at your disposal. The universe is limitless, not limited. So if you have limiting beliefs, you need to get rid of your limiting beliefs first. And if you believe you can truly be you or I, you know, or anybody else, then you certainly can. You can be the best version of yourself. You just have to believe it first. No one can teach you how to believe it. You have to believe it. Yeah. Then the hard work comes in. And the work is fun, man. Fucking, I love the smell of fucking rejection in the morning. Bring it fucking on. There's no such thing as rejection. Who gives a fuck? Bring it on. Change your mantra, change your outcome, change your beliefs, and your life will change. And that is it. I rest in fucking peace.
Awesome. Well, thank you, David Wygant, for coming on today. Hopefully, we'll see you back here soon.
Thanks, Patrick.
Awesome.